Here we go. I would say that Western media did it again. There is outrage in India following an article published in the New York Times, which claims that the sari is actually a symbol of Hindu nationalism. The writer conveniently forgets that the sari, India's pride, has no religion. The attire has been in fact draped by women cutting across religions through the centuries. And also, most weavers are Muslims. But take a look at these paragraphs from this very article. Since the Bharatiya Janata Party formed a national government in 2014, the Indian fashion industry has been pressed to aggressively promote traditional attire and bypass Western styles. The effort aligns with the party's broader political program to project multi-faith India, a country of more than 1.3 billion, as a Hindu nation. Fashion and how Indians think of it has not been exempt. Mr. Modi has made traditional dress a priority, and as many in the country want to please him, the fashion industry has followed along. Banarasi sari, the traditional garment known for its fine silk and opulent embroidery, and primarily worn by Hindu women in India, fashion has become a nationalist cause. Meanwhile, angry reactions have been flooding Twitter, slamming the article. Sample these. Everyone wears the Banarasi sari. At New York Times, this is incredibly biased writing. The Banarasi sari, the traditional garment known for its fine silk and opulent embroidery, and primarily worn by Hindu women. And for more on this story, we are joined directly from the newsroom by Palki Sharma Padya. Thank you very much, our associate editor. So, they did it again. So we are again at a point where Western media are accusing something like sari, which is very much a widely used outfit, I would say, to be the symbol of political Hindu nationalism. What do you say about it?
Well, what I'll say is that in the best case scenario, this is a ill-informed piece with no basis in fact. In the worst case scenario, it is propaganda driven and should be taken with more than a pinch of salt. Interestingly, Daniele, this is not the first time that the New York Times has done this. In the past, New York Times has come up with articles, pieces and terms which have raised eyebrows and which have drawn protests in India. They call Lata Mangeshkar, one of the most popular singers, a so-called playback singer. There was a case involving an Indian diplomat in New York, Devyani Khobragade, where she was accused of being involved in visa fraud and mistreating her help. The New York Times termed the entire episode as a clash of cultures. Back in 2014, when India's Mars mission was launched, the New York Times ran a cartoon for which it had to apologize later. They showed a man with a bullock standing outside a door, knocking on the door of an elite space club. So not the first time, as I said, that this particular website has done it. As for what they've written this time, you already pointed out, this cannot be about Hindu. Sari is not a Hindu dress, it's an Indian dress. Most of the weavers, dyers in this country are Muslims. So this is giving them a source of livelihood. This is keeping an art form alive. There are many weaves and prints which are a dying form now. And if the government of the day is trying to revive them, is trying to support them economically and otherwise, that's an effort that should be appreciated and not criticized as driving an agenda.
And Palki, let's a little bit ignore what they say at the end of the day. I mean, the public opinion will draw their conclusion in India, which, I mean, I am pretty sure they will condemn these sort of articles. But let's go a little bit into the history of sari. What is a sari for an Indian woman? I mean, does it really have any exception, or is it just a beautiful outfit which also allows every woman, no matter what social class, to look very elegant because it's made of one single long cloth, isn't it?
It is. It is a piece of garment. That is the most basic definition of a sari I can come up with. Every state in this country has different weaves, different forms of saris. You'll be surprised by the number of styles in which a sari can be draped. It was the outfit for most women at one point in time. With the Western influence growing in this country, women had more choice, and they choose to wear a sari and they choose to wear Western outfits, and that's the choice that they should have. Neither the government nor a publication can dictate to them what they should be wearing. For some women, it can be just a religious symbol. For others, it can be just a beautiful dress that they want to choose. But to brand it as Hindu is something. I mean, sari has been involved in many controversies in the past. past, including a Bollywood actress recently said that I'm wearing a sari today, it's a sari day, will I be branded a bhakt or a sangi is the word she used, and that drew a lot of criticism. So people have said all sorts of things about it. At the end of the day, it's just a beautiful garment that women choose to wear.
Well said, and it's incredible how political can become the choice of about what a woman wears. It's incredible. Thank you very much. This was